How's it going, Guardians? Shifty here, and today I'm going to do something that not many content creators do. I'm going to be highlighting my failures. If you have been around my channel for a while, you know that I'm no stranger to solo Grandmaster content. There were 2 seasons in a row where I solo gilded my Conqueror title. In those 2 seasons, I also posted videos of every one of my solo runs. Ever since then, I have put out a sporadic video or 2 covering solo Grandmaster Nightfalls, and I wanted to try to continue that trend at the end of this season. So for the past week, I've been working on soloing the birthplace of the Vile Grandmaster Nightfall. Unfortunately, I put in over 120 attempts in the last week and about 40 hours worth of my time. Even with all those attempts and all that time put in, I was never actually able to complete this Grandmaster Nightfall. I did get incredibly close to beating this Grandmaster Nightfall solo. In fact, the footage you're seeing in the background right now is of my best attempt over the last week. I also did a self-imposed challenge where I didn't want to use an invisible hunter. So for all of my attempts this week, I was using a Void 3.0 Warlock. It actually went really well aside from the boss room. Now with all that said, I'm going to show you a bit of a montage of my failures over the last week. I don't have footage for all 120 attempts because I just don't have the hard drive space for that. But I do have footage of several of my deaths. Some of them are my fault, some of them are not, but either way I hope that you enjoy them. In my opinion, this is one of the hardest Grandmaster Nightfalls to solo because I think it's a bit unpredictable. Overall, I had a really good strategy for each and every encounter. The biggest problem for me was predicting the champion spawns in the boss room after coming out of a portal. Every time you exit a portal, you have 2 spawns, one has a champion and one does not. Unfortunately for me, I often predicted the incorrect spawn, and therefore I wasn't able to take out the champion quick enough and I just got overwhelmed. On top of that, those void grenades in this Nightfall are extremely deadly. And don't even get me started on the void protective totems at the boss spawns. They're already a big enough problem when you're fighting the overload champions sometimes, but in the boss room they're on another level. As you will see in some of the clips, there are some instances where the boss has a protective totem on one entire wave of adds. This boss fight relies heavily on taking out groups of adds quickly. When they have one of those protective totems on them, that can make it very difficult. Sure, using a vortex grenade like I do in this video is extremely helpful because it will take those totems out, but oftentimes that little bit of time that it protects the ad spawn is enough to ruin the entire run. That is another reason why I got overran in several instances, so those are another problem for this particular Grandmaster Nightfall, especially when solo. When you're in a group, you have multiple people to take care of groups of ads and take care of those totems. When you're alone, you have to do all of that on your own. So like I said, I'm going to show you a bit of a montage of several of my deaths throughout the week. Some of them are going to be my fault because of my own stupidity, some of them are just going to be the very deadly void grenades, and the remainder are basically going to be because I was a victim of circumstance. Also, make sure to stick around for the very last clip. It basically shows my mental state as I was approaching my final attempts for the week. Either way, I hope that you enjoyed the footage of my best attempt in the background right now, and I hope that you will enjoy the montage of my failed attempts from over the entire week. I didn't want all my time wasted for the week, so I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure to hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Now, let's get into the clips.